Hello and welcome to another first impression video. I'm Drew Wilson from FreezeNet. Today we are going to be playing the 2010 racing game Gran Turismo 5. This game was released in 2010. So, I've got 10 minutes on the clock. Let's give this game a try. So Gran Turismo 5, and when you start this game up, you get greeted with this menu, which is, well, a lot of pretty pictures. A lot of different things you can check out. One of the things I thought was kind of interesting was that the used car dealership has actually returned, and if I'm not mistaken, this was introduced in Gran Turismo 1, like the original PlayStation 1 game where you actually could browse through used cars. And the idea was that you could actually just, you didn't have much cash on hand, you're starting your game out, and you can get a car, beggars can't be choosers kind of thing, and just try and get some of those beginner courses done. And I think there was some used cars in later games, but the actual return of the full-on used car dealership was reintroduced. So I thought that was kind of interesting, to say the least. And yeah, there was the return of the dreaded licenses, and I was never a fan of the licenses, all those license tests. You just basically try and get a good time for first, second, third. Like you're getting gold, silver, and bronze, and the idea is you get at least bronze to pass the tests, and then you unlock some of the courses. And yeah, sadly, that has made a return. And also making a return is the dealerships, which you can go through and basically browse through all these different the makers. And one thing I noticed was right away there's a bit of a lag when you first enter the menu, and then after a second it does start to, your controls do respond, and sometimes it takes a minute even then. Weird. But anyway, you're supposed to be able to go through the different dealerships as you progress and start buying vehicles that will get you much better placements, shall we say. A different aspect of this is that we have A spec and B spec, which is just above the cursor. I can't go any higher, but you should be able to see the 5 next to the A. And I guess the idea is that you have to get experience points, and that allows you to unlock, which is new to this game. Before you unlocked it by basically passing tests, and now you actually get experience points. And I don't know if you get experience points by actually completing races, but there you go. And just one last thing before I get into the game here is the car maintenance and service thing that you have. It's the game includes oil changes and changing out tires, that sort of thing, basic maintenance, just like real life, because this is supposed to be a realistic simulation. So after a while, your oil will get low, and your oil will get lower quality and dirtier. So you have to actually eventually change your oil. And of course, when you're starting out, just like in previous games, if you have get a used car, well, you have to change the oil right away. That's what I found out, and that's what I found out right away here, and luckily I was able to figure that out. So in this game, you normally start with 0 level A spec, but I kind of spared you the pain of having to go through all these license tests, and I basically passed the B class and A class, and just about got enough points for the next class. But I figured at the very least get some of these tests out of the way so I could have some races unlocked. And it looks like by the fact that I have level 5, I have everything unlocked already. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, a traditional event is the Sunday Cup, usually free. A lot of cars, or I lost my train of thought there. You don't have any entrance fees, so a lot of races you do have to pay a small entrance fee, and well, obviously, if you're just starting out, you're not going to have much cash, as you can tell by the cash I have on the top part of the screen. I have 948 credits, so that was after purchasing the first car and doing some slight upgrades. I just upgraded the filter and a little bit of the exhaust to get a little bit of extra horsepower. Yeah, so this is the traditional. Ever since Gran Turismo 1, we got the Sunday Cup, so allows you to build up a little bit of cash and get you to do this. Another thing I noticed is that when I was opening up this game is that I had the ability to actually install a whole bunch of extra data, and that's supposed to allow for faster load speeds. So that's what I did in this case, is try to reduce the load times, because I don't want to waste your time with a long boring load screen. But as you can tell, even then it takes a minute to load. I guess they're just loading the various vehicles and how they drive. So yeah, I tried to find a 4-wheel drive car. I prefer 4-wheel drive for better handling, but that didn't happen. So I got this car instead. Aha. And there we go. Just a slight maneuver there. These drive lines, they kind of give you an idea of what an ideal race line is. And it helps you, because before, like in Gran Turismo games, like that little blue dotted line didn't actually exist. Mostly, I think it started becoming a thing Gran Turismo 4, but it was only for like the license tests. Let's see if I can pass this guy. This is not giving me a chance. All right. And drafting is a thing in this game, so it's ideal to do so whenever you can. And sometimes you can even pass by doing a better job braking. So yeah, this is definitely... but with respect to the race lines, like before when you didn't have them, like a simple turn for a racing game, sometimes, especially in arcade style racing, it's just a left-hand turn, right-hand turn. Sometimes you slow down, sometimes you don't. But in the simulations, or simulated racing games, you actually have, it's almost like a puzzle in of itself. Like what's the ideal speed you want to drive at? When's a good time to brake? What about just decelerating? Starting from the outside and going inside, and then trying to take advantage of the apex of the turn line, which is the inside lane. I just drove over the apex there. And then trying to accelerate as soon as you can once you leave. And that's... different turns really mess with that, so you kind of have to fly by the seat of your pants just about. And it looks like we're doing pretty good right now, come to think of it. Oh. Okay, that was a bad turn. So, yeah, this is... I think we're doing quite well, come to think of it. I don't know if, like, the upgrades I gave my car were, well, they offered a few extra horsepower, nothing huge. Yeah. Then win number 1. Hey, I got a trophy. Why not? So we get credits for sure. We do get experience points for races. That's what I wanted to know, is if you get experience points or not. So it just tells you where you're at and where you're headed and how many experience points you earned in that race. So that is the Sunday Cup, and Let's see if I have time to show you the tune shop. I don't know if the loading will allow that, but hopefully I can show you something. That one race kind of soaked up most of the time, but that's okay. So generally speaking, race, like a lot about this game is about tuning your car, and some things have changed, some things have not. And there's your tuning shop. And just quickly mention that this is what it looks like. And you will, it doesn't show you right away, but you get the actual horsepower difference after you get ready to purchase an actual upgrade. So if I hit engine and I press yes, then it'll show you what is the actual tune-up. And not everything has to do with horsepower. You get a lot of other things too, like weight reduction, that sort of thing. But everything is about tuning and trying to maximize what your car is capable of. And that saves you a lot of cash. But yeah, that is generally it for Gran Turismo 5. So hopefully you got an idea of what the game is like. There's definitely some differences between Gran Turismo 4 and Gran Turismo 5. Like the menus have been reworked, that sort of thing. But it's still not a huge fan of it necessarily. Yeah, I prefer much simpler. Just tell me where the cars are. Don't split it into different dealers. I never liked that. But that's okay. Anyway, that is it. If you like what you see and want to support us, there's lots of ways you can do that. You can throw us a like and lets us know, hey, you're doing a great job. We like what you're doing. Keep up the good work. And that's huge for us. Also, you can subscribe to us, and this allows you to get notifications when we're uploading something new, and you can basically get it pretty much real time in YouTube. Like once you log in, it'll tell you, especially if you have notifications on, that hey, we uploaded a new video, and you can check out what game we're checking out next. So it's a great feature. It basically reduces the amount of work to follow us, and it's all cool. Additionally, if you want to more directly support us, you can do so via patreon.com/FreezeNet. And through that, you can subscribe to different tiers, kick us a little bit of extra cash, and you get some insider stuff. So really cool stuff there. And inside information and advanced knowledge of what I'm reviewing next and what I'm checking out. Lots of different behind the scenes stuff, so definitely worth checking out. And if monthly subscriptions isn't really your thing, you can also check out our Ko-fi page at ko-fi.com/FreezeNet, and you can kick us a one-time donation as well. And that every little bit helps. It helps pay for these video games. It helps pay for server costs, and just trying to make FreezeNet just that much better for you. And speaking of FreezeNet, you can check out our website, freezenet.ca, for all the latest in news, video game reviews, music reviews, and a whole lot more. You even have a full-fledged wiki that shows off different kinds of music you may not have heard of, but you might be interested in checking out. So also worth checking out. So that is all for now, and until next time, keep it cool.